It is Bronze and Modern Gods. I'm John.
I'm Richard.
He's here, everyone. He exists. What's going on? How you feeling?
No, feeling great. Great. Good to be here.
Yeah, a little different format. As you know, whenever Richard hits town, we have to break format a bit. Not going to be a very long show today unless we go into a tangent or three. We went to Cal ComiCon here in Anaheim, California today. And we just want to talk about that, show some of our pickups, and that's about it this week, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
What did you think, first of all? Tell me about today. Well, first explain what today was, though. There was something very different.
Today is the VIP preview night. Basically, if you pay to attend, you are able to come in, see the individual dealers, be a part of an initial viewing of what the dealers offered. The real show starts tomorrow.
Nice. Today was different because you had to pay a separate entry, and tomorrow is the real show. It's tomorrow, and we are probably going to pop back in and check it out and see what's going on. But we saw a lot of people there today. We saw Swaggle House and caught up with him a bit.
Golden Age Guru.
Jeff, Golden Age Guru. You guys probably saw the live stream that we did today. And a lot of dealers. We had Harley Yee was there, Man from the Red Hood, Torpedo Comics.
Jaime was there.
Yep, from SoCal Comics. A lot of the usual suspects from the Southern California area. A lot of Golden Age.
There was a lot of Golden Age, which is great because I think people wanted to see some variety. A lot of Golden Age romance, a lot of Golden Age westerns. Yeah, there was a huge selection.
Someone had Miss America #1 4.0 slab for $4,000. I see that, and I it's been the same price for 3 years now.
It's your Eleanor. I mean, you see every time you go there, you look at that book, and it's just sitting there out of reach.
What else did you see today that was unusual?
I noticed that there was a lot of raw books.
Yes.
There were a greater ratio of raw than I've seen in a long time.
We were seated, our table was next to the CGC drop-off booth. So.
Yeah, and I actually, for the first time since last year, 2 years ago, submitted a book. I submitted I'm a Black Man #1 that John had pressed and prepared for me. They look pristine. So we're waiting to see what grade it comes back as. We were looking at other examples. Harley Yee, which is a really reputable dealer, had a 9.2 graded for $5,000.
I mean, wow. And then he also had an 8.0 raw for $1,250. So that is a valuable book. Now, before you get it back and everybody says, I thought you said it was pristine, let me say, there is one bend on the back cover corner there where the paper fibers are damaged and it wouldn't press out. It's pressed out, but you still see where the bend was. So I'm thinking it's a 9.4 max.
I'm hoping 9.4 would be amazing.
$5,000 book at 9.2 apparently.
Yeah, it's a rare book. I just wasn't aware it was that, had that kind of value.
I can't believe you just found it randomly at a comic show in Ohio.
Yeah. It's great. I had been looking for quite some time, and finally the stars aligned and it showed up.
So we've been talking about this for months. You get here, you and I drive there, we get inside, and how do we feel once we're in there looking at all the books?
I don't know what you mean.
We were just not excited to be buying stuff, right?
Yeah. There's definitely some purchase malaise going on. It was great to see the books. I actually was having more fun talking to the dealers and the people at the show than I was really interested in paying money for a comic.
Yeah, it was. It's the first show in a long time where I actually spent a lot of time just digging through boxes. I haven't done that in a long time. I usually just look at the wall books and go, okay, that. And this time I saw, okay, this guy had a whole bunch of books, and every single book at his table was $10. And there was good stuff in there. You'll see in a second. And I just went through his boxes, and I thought, okay, that's what kind of rekindled my desire to actually buy something. But I don't think it's the dealer's fault. I don't think it's the show's fault. I think it's the stress we're all feeling about the economy and everything. It's like, do you want to spend money right now on something like this when,
The uncertainty.
you know, gas prices could be 25% higher today?
Yeah, you know, a dozen eggs cost you $9.
Jeez. So it was weird. We weren't alone. We talked to plenty of people, and that vibe was there. Now, to be fair, today was a small sampling of people who were willing to go early and pay the extra fee to go early. So the show on Sunday may be completely different. We are old, right?
Yes, we are.
What happened when we got back?
Oh, we took a nap.
Not together, but we did just completely collapse. We're a lot of walking today.
It was a lot of walking.
Yeah.
The venue was definitely more spread out.
Mm-hmm.
More, you know, they had a whole lot more room than previous Comic-Con, California Comic-Cons, which was nice. One problem though was the lighting was just bad.
Yeah, that is an issue. Big overhead fluorescent lighting, so all these books are at an angle, so the fluorescent lighting hits the plastic just perfectly. So all you see is a glare. You guys see it often on our show and tell, so you know exactly how it works.
I know Terry was trying to rectify the problem. Hopefully, you know, there's some solution that they can put in place before tomorrow.
That'd be nice. But we spent the whole day there. I mean, we were there from 12 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So we've got plenty to show, even though I spent a total of $66.
Okay. I spent $55.
$55. All right, so let's just show what we got. This is from someone who had a whole bunch of books for $2. So Charlton Classics #2. Hercules. Nice. It's really a nice shape. It's one of the ones I didn't have. It's a direct edition Charlton, which you don't see a lot of direct Charltons with the no UPC. So probably scarcer than the newsstand version. $2.
Nice. You know what year that's from?
This is from 1980. And I have a lot more than you, so let me show the other $2 books. Ren and Stimpy 34, a later issue from 95. Tougher to find these later issues, along with 2 of the quarterly Ren and Stimpy specials from 96. Very low print runs on these. And they were $2 a piece. So there were bargains to be had if you did a little searching. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Do people know who Ren and Stimpy are nowadays?
Probably not. And wasn't John Kay canceled? Yeah. So
It's hard to keep track.
I'll put it next to my Neil Gaiman books.
Yeah, we need like a threat board or something. Next one is a book that I had never seen before. This is True Love #1. It is a Dave Stevens cover.
Nice.
You know, me and I love my Dave Stevens, so I had to have it. It was reasonably priced for $35. So it's a nice high grade book. So I can add it to my Dave Stevens collection.
So dude is hanging out, waiting to go to the concert to see Allison Blair perform.
I don't know if that's Allison Blair.
It's not? It's not the Dazzle? The guy who had the everything for $10 table, I'm going through boxes, and there are 2 books sitting on top of the boxes in a pile, like he had taken books out and put them in piles to kind of entice you and lure you in, and boy, did it work.
Yeah.
Because he had 2 of the Jimmy Olsen issues by Jack Kirby that I was still missing in high grade, and the last 2 issues. So he had issue 147, super high grade. This is a 9.4 plus. He had it originally, if you see, for $30, and so I got it for $10. And then the last issue with a Neil Adams cover, last Kirby issue, 148, for $10. Look at the colors on that sucker.
So the interior art is all Kirby?
Interior art's all Kirby.
Wow.
Yeah. Trying to get the camera to focus. Oh, well. There you go. Love that cover.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen Kirby draw Superman before.
He drew Superman for a couple years in Jimmy Olsen, and they pasted over all of his Jimmy Olsen and Superman heads.
Oh,
They redrew them, so you'll see like Jimmy Olsen's head here is completely redrawn. Superman's head there is completely redrawn. So they didn't trust him. You know, they had a house look and they wanted to keep that house look, but everything else is pure Kirby. Now, granted, it's pure Kirby, inked by Vinnie Coletta.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, I'm putting that over here. I'm not putting it anywhere near my book. All right, what do you got?
Yeah, we had a nice surprise. We had one of our viewers come up to us, Pure Comic Collector. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Paul. He came up and he talked with us, and he had a surprise for us. Now we're not asking for you to provide us stuff. We appreciate it.
You do not have to give us things.
I really appreciate it. It's some cool stuff. He started off with this comic called Original Man. It's an African American superhero. He's fighting
The Badger.
Aryan Avenger. I think
it looks like the Badger. Hold that up a little bit.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's got that same mop, the bed, and that mask. But yeah, this is really cool. I had never seen this before, and I collect African Americana, and so this is great. It's got issues number 1. I do not know if there's a second issue for this particular title.
It's for the 90s, he said.
Yeah. And he's got his Pure Comic Collector on the back.
Yeah.
He's got his own branded back.
He's a sticker person.
Yeah. But, thank you so much. I'm going to do the other one since I'm talking about it. He also gave me this comics interview featuring John Byrne. And this is amazing. Look at those John Byrne characters. You've got She-Hulk and Scarlet Witch, and just beautiful piece of work there. I'm going to read this in an interview because I have not read it before. Thank you so much, Paul. We really appreciate the books. Definitely cool stuff. So thanks for coming up. And we had a great conversation too. So we spent some time talking. So it was great seeing you.
You mentioned African Americana. Some of the other stuff you saw today. You saw a Lobo #1.
Yeah. Lobo #1 graded. And I wanted. I got John's Lobo #2. So there's only 2 issues of it, so it's an easy series to collect. But he wanted 700 for it.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, not Lobo from DC and the Omega Man. We're talking Lobo, the first comic book to have an African American lead, and it was a Western. So it had a black cowboy, and it lasted a whole 2 issues. Thank you, South.
Yeah, I feel bad for the people trying to innovate in that era, and the infrastructure was not supporting the innovation. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But they, black publishers have a little easier today. But
The Original Man.
Yes.
The Black Man from 1981.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We also saw Good Clean Fun with Sugarfoot Jones.
Yes, saw that. That was that. I want one of those. I'm going to have one at some point. Just wasn't feeling the buying today.
Yeah, me neither. It's part of me is, and it's nothing against the show, nothing Terry, nothing against you, nothing against Cal ComiCon. It's preparing for retirement. Am I investing more into a good tech ETF? Has it come to this? Yeah.
I told John, there's definitely preparing. But you got to enjoy life now too. You can't save it all for retirement, because you can keel over tomorrow. You just never know. So I try to live a balance between.
That's why I got into the cheaper bins. I scratched that itch a bit, and I didn't spend a lot of money. And I got some great deals. I'm saving my best one for last. But some Peanuts action today.
Mhm.
We saw Peanuts #1, the original Dell, and then we saw the reprint Peanuts #1 that Gold Key did a few years later.
Mhm.
Not cheap, either of those.
No.
Lots of Tip Top comics with Peanuts backups,
Mhm.
priced, let's say, aggressively.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah. But back to Pure Comic Collector and Paul, he gifted me a couple of things. He handed this to me and said, "There's nothing better than young men." And he's right. Now, before you get excited, this is not Young Men 25. It is, but it's a reprint. It's the J.C. Penney reprint from the 90s. And I told him the story about how I bought, someone on eBay had Young Men #25, which is the return of the big three timely heroes, Human Torch, Captain America, and Submariner in the 50s. Their first story since the 50s or 40s. And it was on eBay and it was listed as the original Young Men 25 in very fine condition at like a great price. Like, it was like at the time, this is like 15, 20 years ago, the birth of eBay almost. They had it for like a few $100s. So I'm like, okay, grab this. It arrives and it's the reprint.
Oh
Right?
no.
So I emailed the guy immediately and I said, no. He's like, oh, my apologies. Now, how do you know it's the reprint besides the fact that it looks brand new? I'll show you. There is a subtle clue to let you know that it's a reprint. And that is the giant Clearasil Stridex ad on the back.
That is a giveaway. Oh,
So thank you, Paul, for my young men. Nothing beats young
yeah.
men.
Be careful of that tape.
I'm putting it over here. And we have something else that Pure Comic Collector gifted us. And it's back issue number 13, the romance issue, which is amazing. He knows I love the romance books. We were looking at a whole bunch of romance books
Yeah.
today.
Wow, there was a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There was a lot of romance. And did you notice people were buying them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was, people were buying the older books.
Yes.
If you were a modern book at the show, you were hard pressed.
You had a tough road to hoe
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah, the last one I have is went to another dealer, and he had this. I'm going to call it an anthology. It's Love and Rockets. It's a collection from 1987. It's a collection of Love and Rocket stories from Jaime Hernandez.
And it's UK only. It was published in the UK.
Yeah, so UK only. It also has. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to rip the spine. It's signed by Jaime.
Up a little bit. There you go.
And it's also it's also numbered. There's a number there on her rump. So apparently this particular seller has had a long relationship with both Jaime and Gilly Hernandez, and was responsible for their first signing in the States. So it was, according to him. This was a must-have. He wanted $20 for it, and I can't pass up $20 for a Jaime Hernandez signature. So I'm actually going to enjoy this. I'm going to actually read it.
Yeah. Don't read that one. Read the digital version. Don't ruin it.
I always read.
I know. Speaking of Love and Rockets, Richard and I go up to one booth, and it's a guy who I see in Southern California often. But it was one of his helpers. He comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, I have another Love and Rockets book for you." And I'm like, "Another one? What?" And he goes, "Yeah, you bought that Love and Rockets #1 from us like 2 years ago." And I'm like, "How do you remember that?"
You must have a face that's memorable.
I guess. And he brings over a Love and Rockets 24, which we have. That's the classic cover where La Llorona is playing. Llorona, sorry. He said he was excited because he thought I was going to buy it. I was like, I have multiples, thank you.
Yes.
Which I got at Cal ComiCon.
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yes, because I just missed the boat and going through that box.
All right. Last things I got were from the same dealer. He had a bunch of weird war tales. And I thought, okay, I'll flip through these. And the first one he had was the second appearance of the Creature Commandos in number 97 for $3.
I didn't realize it was the second appearance. Wow.
$3. It's either second appearance or second cover.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not going to pass that up. Yeah, great cover. And then I'm flipping through, and I see this, and then I see the price, and I say, "May I open this and take a look at it?" And he goes, "Sure." It is Weird War Tales number 1.
Wow.
For $40. And look at this. So I'm like, okay, what's wrong with it? So I open it, and I see what's wrong with it. It's got water damage,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's got a little rippling, and it's got a stain here. Now, other than that, look at the front. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. How's the spine?
The spine's great. So you all know what I'm going to do with this, right? I'm going to let it dry. A little blue LED light, a couple presses. The rippling will come out. Fingers crossed. The staining will come out. I'll keep you guys posted. But
Watch the tape. I'm sorry. Ever since tape pulls are traumatic events.
now, I will say the water stain does somewhat go through the book. It does permeate the book. You see it here at the bottom of the first page.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how good I am at bled. There it is. There, see the pinkness. But geez, it presents well in a Mylar.
It does. It does.
As they
How much
say.
do you think they'll knock it for water damage?
Oh man, it's not going to get. There's a crease there that I can press out. But I don't think it's going to get more than a 5. There's no way. Maybe more like a 4 in that condition. But that was my get of the day because I've never had a Weird War Tales number 1.
No. Wow.
Yeah. So now I do. What a great cover, by the way. You've got a skull cover. You've got a swastika cover.
It is. And look at the trade dress. It actually is cool looking.
Do you see what those are bones?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the weird. It's so cool. And this is when Star Spangled War Tales had the same treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at Star Spangled War Tales, it'll say Star Spangled, and then it has the same lettering of War Tales. So Joe Kubert was trying to do a series there, related books. But yeah. All right. So what do you think on the whole?
It was a great show. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the catching up with people I haven't seen for a while. I enjoyed looking at a lot of older books.
Yeah.
I didn't look at a lot of new stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of new stuff.
I didn't see anybody with. I think the most modern books. I think I saw an Ultimate Fallout 4 Jurjevic variant.
Yes.
Which tell everybody what that was.
9.2 for $2,000.
How the mighty fall.
Yeah.
And then I think I saw Edge of Spider-Verse 2 or something like that, but that was about it for moderns, man. It was Bronze Age and back.
It was definitely a more I want to say hardcore, but an older audience that was looking for older books.
I'd say hardcore. I'd say hardcore older audience. I would definitely say that.
24 hours later.
Well, we went back on Sunday. We're back. Hello.
Hello.
Are you all right? What do you think? Day 2 versus day 1. Impressions.
There were more people.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more crowded. People were by,
Mm-hmm.
which was great. A lot more energy.
Yeah, we got to see a bunch of people from the show out there. You guys, we had several people come up and say hi, which was really nice. Went up to one dealer, and I was going through his books. I can't remember who it was. I apologize. But I'm going through the books, and he just walks up and he goes, "Sorry, John, we have no Black Hawk." Which I thought was good. And then we had a new member come up to us, John F., Mr. F., And he said, and by the way, you guys, you don't have to give us stuff. You really don't. We appreciate it, but he gave us a couple of things.
Yeah. First of all, Howard Chaykin was there signing books. One of the books covers that he did was Star Wars #1. Mr. F gave me this beautiful copy of Star Wars #1, the reprint, with Howard Chaykin's signature on it, which I thought was awesome. That is amazing because I did not bring my Star Wars #1, so this is perfect. This is exactly what I love. And he also gave me this beautiful copy of Justice League.
Yeah, we were just talking about how the Adam Hughes covers of Justice League International were underrated, and he listened to the show and said,
Yeah.
"Yes, here you go."
Yeah, so thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. That is such an awesome gift.
And then he gave me Superman Man of Steel #30 with another Color Forms cover where you can use the stickers to create your own fight scenes. So that's funny.
Could you mix them together and combine them?
I'm sure you can. You put Static and Hard Case versus
Yeah.
Lobo. And then you didn't buy anything.
No, I did not.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I bought stuff today, and not a lot, but more than yesterday, that's for sure, when it comes to dollar amount. I was on a mission to buy one book, and that was Howard the Duck #23. Now, before you all run to eBay, there is nothing special about Howard the Duck #23. I'm just going through and cataloging my run, and I have a complete, very high grade run, but somehow I'm missing issue 23. I don't know how. And so I was on the hunt for that, and I'm digging through, and one guy had super high grade copies of issues 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. I get to 19, 20, 21, 22, and it stops. Incredible Hulk. But I saw this and I remembered, okay, I don't have a high grade copy of #12, which is the first appearance of Kiss, the rock band Kiss in comics. So this was priced at $40. And I said, oh, I had pulled it out Sunday. I think dealers were definitely willing to deal.
Yeah.
Because the guy said, you can have it for 20. Yoink. So I got that. Our buddy Nando, the Nando Knight on Instagram, he always sets up at local shows, and I'm going through his stuff, and I said, you're the only person that would have a copy of Hollywood Superstars #1 in his bins. So I had to grab that. It's Mark Evanier and and Dan Spiegel, who did Crossfire. They went on to do this short-lived series for Epic, and I did not have a nice #1, so that was really nice for him to have that there. Now the biggie.
Yeah.
I'll just #2. It's Venus #2. I would say it's about a 3.5, a 4.0. They had it priced for $350, and it was Sunday, and I was feeling lucky, and I said, would you take $300? And you saw the debate more than I did. I was distracted. What was the guy doing?
He sat there. You could see he was deep in thought. He was ruminating and mulling over, and finally he agreed to do it.
I hope I don't have another #2. I didn't have my app with me. So that was Sunday, and it was a little more spirited than Saturday, I would say.
So John and I were digging around at a table in the corner, and John nudges me and goes, do you see what is next to you? And I go, ooh, and there's this guy digging through the loose comics on the table. He says, that's Jaime Hernandez. And I said, no, that's not. And John kept, that's Jaime Hernandez. I'm 100% sure. So okay, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. So
let me add to this. He's there, and I'm like, oh, that's friggin' Jaime. And so I thought, all right, I'll watch him. And he's going through a pile of books, and it's like superhero book, superhero book, superhero book, Little Lulu, superhero book, superhero book, Betty and Veronica by Dan DeCarlo. So I was like, yeah, that's him.
So finally, I sighed because I can't pass it an opportunity if it's true. So I turned to the man and I said, "Excuse me, with the risk of embarrassing myself, are you Jaime Hernandez?" And he said, "Yes, yes, I am." And so John and I proceed to geek out, just like we did in San Diego. Just the nicest man, just the
Yeah.
nicest man. And we got pictures with him
Here's Richard.
and John as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very cordial, and I would love to corner him and sit him down at a table and interview him at some point. I think we're warming slowly.
Yeah, I didn't want to pounce and say, oh, can we get you on camera and shove a microphone in his face? It wasn't the time or place. He was doing his thing. And it was his personal time. But he was super nice. And Richard, the power of manifestation. Not 2 episodes ago, what did you say? You wanted a picture with Jaime Hernandez.
Yes, I did.
Here we are.
It made the show for me. It really did. Everyone who knows, who watches this podcast, both John and I are huge fans of Love and Rockets and Jaime's work. So to meet him and be able to share space with the man for a brief moment was just magical. So,
and if we had bought that Love and Rockets 24 that the guy showed us yesterday, we would have had it for him to sign right then and there.
Yeah.
But what can you do? So another Cal ComiCon is in the books. If you guys are just seeing this video and you wondering why we're not showing you footage, just go back on the channel and look, and you'll see almost an hour's worth of footage from the day before when we did a live stream. Apologies for the audio on that. We had really bad reception, and our batteries were dead on the microphone packs. So poor planning on our part, unfortunately. Next show for me is Elite_Comics 11 convention in Queens. And then I'm going to be at WonderCon. Richard is still flipping a coin on WonderCon.
Yeah, I'm on the fence up for WonderCon.
So, but I definitely will see everybody in Queens, and we will see everybody. Members, we'll see you on Wednesday and Thursday for the live stream. Everyone else, we will catch you for a new normal episode, we promise, next Monday.
Yep, everybody. Stay safe.